and of course, in particular, Superman the movie, is still to this day the archetype of the perfect superhero film origin story. And we watch it before we make almost any one of our films. It basically means be truthful, honor the source material, believe in it, take it seriously.
What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Henry Cavill as Hyperion in the MCU. It's the stuff of dreams if you are a Marvel fan and you like Henry Cavill, but it's the stuff of nightmares if you're a DC fan really still holding out hope that he will return to the role of Kal-El. And this wouldn't be the first time that we've talked about a rumor of Henry Cavill coming into the MCU, but this time's different, guys. We actually have leakers and scoopers confirming each other's reports that Henry Cavill is very likely to be Hyperion in Loki Season 2. So let's sort of talk about the evidence from yesterday, and then I will speculate on why I think there are even more reasons as to why this would happen and why it's going to be so damn cool and another classic Kevin Feige move. So yesterday, the leaker and anonymous scooper known as Great Phase unloaded a ton of wild leaks on their Twitter account. They even changed their name to not be Great Phase anymore, which threw a lot of people out. And in fact, there were a lot of people saying that maybe this account was hacked, but Great Phase himself came forward late yesterday to explain that no, this was not a hack. And yes, he did just shotgun a ton of different leaks out there, some of which were just put out there for fun, some of which are absolutely real, and apparently Great Phase is getting out of the scoop game. Now, none of that's really important other than to maybe cast some doubt on what we're about to talk about. However, the thing that really made a lot of people take notice of this were that other scoopers, including Charles Murphy and Cinescope, came out and corroborated the report from Great Phase that the Squadron Supreme are going to play a big role in Loki Season 2, and that yes, Henry Cavill is going to be Hyperion. And I'm sorry, the account was Cinestealth. Cinestealth did come out and confirm this, and they exactly said here, yes, I was hinting at Henry Cavill as Hyperion. So let's talk about my speculation on why this will definitely be happening and why it's going to be so damn cool for Marvel fans. And a lot of you guys are probably already on the same page with this, but let's get into it. The first reason that this is so cool is because it's another classic Feige versus DC type of move. And the companies of Marvel Comics and DC Comics have a long history of kind of taking subtle shots at each other. They create very similar characters, Aquaman and Namor, Deathstroke and Deadpool, and on and on and on. And Kevin Feige has carried that tradition on when it comes to the movies. A lot of people don't talk about this anymore, but he did a Civil War movie, Kevin Feige did, the same time that DC was doing a Batman vs. Superman, you know? Like, here's the thing. A lot of people think of Kevin Feige and they think of this super fun guy, really smart, but very upfront about things and genuinely a really nice person. And that is true, but he also plays some real crazy industry low-key moves, as a lot of other people have pointed out. And I mean, just recently, when the directors of the Batgirl movie were let go and their movie was permanently shelved by Warner Brothers and David Zaslav, Kevin Feige sent them a very nice email just saying that they are thinking of them and hope to work with them in the future. And then that blew up all over social media. You might just say, okay, he's just being nice there, and maybe he is, but he is also really calculated in the way he presents information, and it does seem to often be a subtle shot across the bow at DC Films. And getting Henry Cavill, the Superman of the DCEU, to come over to Marvel Studios and be essentially Marvel's version of Superman would be the ultimate shot across the bow from Feige, and at a time when DC fans are all over the place at each other's throats, really confused about the future of DC. To get that dude, and make no mistake about it, the DC fans, for the most part, absolutely love Henry Cavill. And so getting him over at Marvel would be such a mind-blowing gangster move by Feige. And I think that for that fact alone, Feige's really interested in doing it. And Henry Cavill is probably up for it as well. If you look at the career trajectory of Henry Cavill since he was Superman, he has not been able to land some major roles. You hear people like Grace Randolph talking about this, how he can't get James Bond, he can't get Superman, he can't be in any more Mission Impossible movies, and even though he's a terrific actor, for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to be on a great career trajectory. So if Henry can't get any other really big franchises, coming over to Marvel would be a huge boost to his career and maybe just an incredible step forward if he can get a multi-picture, multi-project deal. And you might say, well, Henry Cavill wants to be the star. He wants to be at the forefront of these different productions. I agree with you, but according to the leaks out there from Great Phase, the Squadron Supreme is going to play a major role in Loki Season 2 and actually be like a boys' version of the Justice League in that show, perhaps being controlled by Kang. So that's a big role for Henry, and I think he would be very into that. I mean, Tom Hiddleston, Owen Wilson, these are incredibly high caliber actors. So Cavill would probably love to be a part of that cast, go on tour with them and just do the fun thing, right? And he also already stars in a big streaming show over on Netflix, and that is The Witcher. So he is not one of these guys that doesn't do streaming content. He gets it, and I think that it would be a very good fit for Henry Cavill, especially where he is currently at in his career. And then the last major reason why this would be so gangster and why I really feel like it's going to happen, because I think there's just so much energy behind this possibility, and that is because the freaking Squadron Supreme are literally the Justice League of Marvel. Like, they were created in Marvel Comics to be an exact replica of the Justice League. And often the Squadron Supreme are used in Marvel Comics events to showcase how DC's Justice League would fare in the events and chaos and drama of what is currently happening in Marvel Comics. Like in Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out event, the Illuminati faces down with the freaking Squadron Supreme to destroy their world to prevent an incursion from destroying the 616 universe. And there are different versions of Hyperion in Marvel Comics and even in other Marvel stories. Like, one of my favorite versions of Hyperion comes from a Marvel animated series in which he is literally a version of Superman, except instead of the planet being destroyed of natural causes, Hyperion destroyed his own world. He hides that fact from the Avengers initially and comes to Earth posing as a big hero. And I mean, wow, dude, to get the DC Universe's Superman to come over and play an evil version of Superman that was in comic books designed to be an evil version of Superman. It's just mind-blowing stuff. It's so fun, nerdy, and meta. And I just really think that it's actually going to happen. It's going to blow all of our minds. And especially because Loki Season 2, I think, will be a huge sort of stepping stone in the story of getting us towards Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. You could see even more Henry Cavill in other Marvel projects in the future. So I'm super hyped up about this one. I think it might actually be real, but I definitely want to know what you think about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.